Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to go through all of my sewing patterns that I have. I've been really wanting to reorganize / declutter and also just kind of take stock of the sewing patterns that I have. A goal of mine is to kind of create a system that works for me as far as like organizing my sewing patterns and stuff like that. I'm going to be simply going through all my patterns, showing you the patterns that I have, and I just want to reevaluate the ones that I have to see if I want to keep them, recycle them, and just see what I'm working with. That way I can create a system. So let's get into this. My current method of storing my sewing patterns is I have this really big manila envelope, and they're all just kind of folded in here, stuffed in here. I don't really know exactly what I have, and I like to know the stuff that I have, so we're gonna go through this. I have this kind of haphazard pile of patterns as well. I just recently printed some of these, and some of them were just kind of like thrown into my room. But I think I'm gonna start by just kind of creating piles and categorizing the types, at least starting with this pile. So I just recently printed out some jar cozies. These are for mason jars that I'm really excited to try. I have, from Sunday Sewing Club, the Cleo makeup bag. I have multiple sizes of this printed. They're just in this big folder over here. It kind of pains me to fold patterns in half, but I know that you kind of have to in order to like make it more efficient as far as like space. So, and like, you know, I have pattern weights that whenever I'm tracing stuff, I can put them down. It's not that big of a deal, but it's still like, I don't love to fold them and put creases in, but alas, I have to. But I think keeping them all together, like the Cleos are right here, the Vera is right here. I went and grabbed some of my clips to just clip all these pieces together so everything is, you know, actually with each other. And then this I can recycle because it was just the guide, the size guide for that. I'm gonna clip these together. And now let's get into this big thing. I definitely have a lot of like handmade stuff that I'll need to kind of like group together. So like here is for a stocking and cuff for a small ornament size. See, and I always think ahead because I will always write out what it is on it. That way if the pieces ever get like separated, I can, you know, put them with their correct pairing. Here is another Cleo bag. This is the Cleo makeup bag, but in the mini size, which I have written out on the pattern that it is fat quarter friendly. So if I'm like, shoot, I have a ton of like fat quarters that I want to use, or if I want to do like a quick little project or scrap fabric, whatever, I know that because I wrote it, because I, you know, did it ahead of time, I know that this I can make out of fat quarters. So I'm gonna put that over there with my other Cleo. And then I have my last Cleo makeup bag. This is the large one. I think for the full pattern, there's also a pencil case size. There's like a pencil case size as well as like I think a keychain size. So it's like a really, really small one. I didn't print any of those because I didn't make any of those, but low-key, I might print the pencil case because that could be like a cute little gifty idea for someone. Anyways, all right, so I have my large Cleo, and I have them rolled up before, but I think folding them is better than rolling them because then they're all rolled up. All right, so it looks like we have another stocking pattern. I believe this is a cuff for it. A lot of these like patterns that I have printed are free ones that I found online. I have a folder on my laptop of all of my sewing patterns that I print out, whether they're free or whether I paid for them. So I'm pretty sure all of these that I have printed out, unless they're like hand drawn by me, I have actual like files for them. This is a pattern, 16 and a half by 16 and a half pattern for a friend of mine who wants to do a quilt out of t-shirts, so I'm gonna set this aside. All right, this is just an 8x8 square. I can let go. because I can just literally make up another one. I don't think it was for anything. This is for a tote bag that I did, and I don't have it labeled. I should probably label all 3 of these pieces, but there should be a pocket for it, unless I just literally make it that. See, this is what happens. I draw stuff up and I have no idea. Oh, this I printed out. This is for a witch hat. I printed this out, I think in like September, because I wanted to do like a little quilted, like scrappy witch hat. I haven't done it yet, but I have it printed at least, so I can, you know, go back to it. But I am gonna fold this in half. Now, here's the pocket. There it is. I knew it was here. I think I want to go to like Lowe's or Home Depot and get some of their drafting paper, and like all of my hand drawn ones I think I want to redraw. I might have to do a refresh, I don't know, but let's see. Oh, here's blank paper that I can draft on. And then this is for a trapezoidal bag where it's like, it's got a boxed bottom but not a boxed top. I don't even remember how I did this, but alas, it's there. Okay, so here is a makeup bag that I did before that I like hand drafted. I like watched a video and I was just kind of like trying to go based off of the measurements that I saw. I think because I have the Cleo makeup bags and I purchased that pattern and I can always reprint it, I think I can let go of this one. Here is an oven mitt pattern. I haven't made any oven mitts yet, but I really, really want to. I have made mini oven mitts. So I made, oh, here's another oven mitt. This one looks tiny, but this one also looks huge. I'll probably just keep both of these just for the sake of it. This could be like a kid size maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna keep both of those. I printed them, I think they're free, but I'm gonna keep those. And then I bought this pattern for an apron that like goes around the front. It's like a, I don't know how to describe it, but I'll insert a little picture. And hey, guess what? No good plus size options for it. So I had to fudge it and readjust it and all that. And I think I'm just gonna let go and let God on this one because it ain't made for me. So, and I really don't feel like holding on to this because I'm just gonna have to reprint it anyway. So I'm gonna let go of this one. 5x5 square, I can get rid of that. And then here are my mini oven mitts. I made a couple sets of these last year for Christmas gifts. I like printed this pattern, but I also kind of like fudged it and adjusted it. So I think what I might do is, I'm for sure keeping these, but I think I want to make like almost like a hard copy, like a fresh copy on like, maybe on this like harder paper or something. Because these are like the perfect dimensions that I need them to be. But I think I'm going to put all of my oven mitt stuff together. At least for now, I think that makes more sense. Oh, and then here's a keychain template. And then I believe this is just extra, like drafting paper. I saw someone on YouTube who organized their patterns with a big binder. I feel like that might be the route that I would go because I love binders and I also have a ton of those like binder inserts. So I might have to, I think I'm gonna just fold. I'm like, how do you fold them like nicely, you know? But I feel like folding them down to fit into like a binder sleeve, I feel like would be the best way to go. I just wonder how big of a binder to get. I don't know if they make, well, I feel like regular binders, because I have regular, what am I doing? What am I saying? I think a regular binder, maybe like a 2-inch binder to start out, maybe a 3-inch binder, and I could like decorate it. Yeah, okay. Binder, now that I'm thinking about it, I think binder method is the way that I want to go. And for example, I love binders. I'm going to show you our like recipe binder that we have here. I like did like a little like decorative spine on it. I'll be right back. So here's our recipe binder. And this is all of our like recipes that like we find, that we like, we print, we store it, we organize it. This is a very organized household, just letting you know. But I think I might do like how I did here and do a little decorative spine for my sewing patterns. Because then I can get the binder dividers, like how I have in my recipe binder, and like label like bags, Christmas, because I feel like that literally that's literally everything I have. And like holiday, perhaps like with this like witch's hat. So I think I'm gonna organize them all by type, and I think I might run to the store and pick out a binder. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all these organized. So I've already decided I'm gonna run to the store, pick out a binder, maybe get some binder dividers, but I'm gonna do all that and I'll be back. All right, I'm back from the store. Took a lot longer than it needed to. Target didn't have anything. I went to Goodwill to see if there was any binders there. They didn't have anything. So my last resort was going to Office Depot and spending $15 on a 3-inch binder, which is highway robbery in my opinion, but alas, we have a binder. I have binder sheets. We got like a ginormous box like maybe 4 or 5 years ago from Sam's Club, and we haven't worked through them all yet, so I have a ton of these. And then I ended up getting some dividers to help kind of section everything out. So we're gonna organize everything. I'm just gonna put these in. God. All right, I think this first section, I'm gonna make the like bags, and then what we have: tote bag, makeup bag, hair tools bag. I'm gonna separate these into like separate things, and I'll probably end up using some painter's tape and putting labels on the front of it just so that I know exactly what everything is. I'm gonna go grab that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put labels. I did the like company that the pattern's from, the name of the pattern. So like this is the Cleo and it's a cosmetic bag. And then I have the mini size, the regular size, and the large size. So I'm gonna slip all these into each sleeve. All right, so I have my binder all filled out, and then we can go page by page and I can show you how I have it. Like I said, I do want to create a little spine, little decoration, and then I would like to do something for the front as well. That will definitely be for another day. So we have the first section, bags. I do have my keychain template tucked in here. I didn't want to make a whole separate like keychain section because it's just unnecessary, but keychains kind of give me the same vibe as like bags, so I tucked it in the front. And then in the bags, we have the Cleo cosmetic bag, and I have everything labeled. The company that the pattern's from, the name of the bag, size, yada yada yada. So this is the mini size. And then we have the regular size Cleo bag. We have the large size Cleo bag. And then after that, we have also from Sunday Sewing Club, the Vera hair tools bag. This one is like stuffed full. I think I'm gonna put a binder clip here to kind of keep it closed. I did add a binder clip just to keep everything tight and not from falling out. The quilted tote bag. This was a self-draft, but I got it from a YouTube video, so I went and I wrote from what YouTube video I got it from. That way I can always go back and reference it. I have multiple private playlists that I keep on YouTube for all of my like sewing projects I want to do, knitting stuff, crocheting stuff. So I keep all of my like reference videos of the stuff that I make in organized playlists like on YouTube. That way I can always refer back to it. But I do have the, YouTube video of the like, where I got this from. And if you're curious, it's the DIY quilted tote bag video from Maddie Lynn. So we have that. And then I have another like self-draft, which is just a trapezoid zipper bag. I'd like to make this again. I'll insert a photo of the bag that I made with this, but I would like to do this again because I have gotten a lot better at zippers since then, so I'd be curious to, make another one of these. And then now we're getting into what I have as like the kitchen type of stuff. So I have my mason jar cozies from Pin Cut Sew, the size small and large. I have my mini oven mitts, which I got from the website So Can She. This was a free pattern that I printed out, but I did adjust it. So I have like the So Can She plus self-draft adjustments. I adjusted the size of it than how it originally prints by itself. Here's the 2 oven mitts that I had. I put a note to test to see which oven mitt is a better size. I haven't made any of these yet. I just kind of found them online and printed them. So I'll probably end up at some point making these just to see like the size, and I can decide which pattern I like better, but I did put a note there to like test each one to see the size. So that's that. And then I have a Halloween section. I don't know how much will end up actually like being in this section, but at least for the time being, I have a witch hat. I don't remember the website. It doesn't say it on the patterns. I just put witch hat. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you can't really get much more specific than that. And then we have the Christmas section, and we have the website slash company that the pattern came from. This is a Christmas stocking in a small size slash like ornament size. It looks a little bit big, but after, you know, all the seam allowances, after it's sewn and all the seam allowances are accounted for, it's a nice like Christmas tree sized stocking. And the website that I got this pattern from, it is, I scaled down the size of it because I wanted to practice before like, you know, cutting into like big fabric and just making a big one. So I scaled it down. I like figured out what percentage. I went like size by size basically whenever I was scaling it and printing it, and hey, I don't know what size this is, but I have it at least. So I put a note that this was scaled down from the original size. That way if I'm ever like, oh, I need to reprint this, I know, okay, I have to fudge with it a little bit. But here's the original pattern, which is, you know, obviously a Christmas stocking in a standard regular size. So that's that. And then I did add a quilting section. I just have this 16.5 by 16.5 template, which obviously would work down to be a 16 by 16 square for a t-shirt quilt. So this is a t-shirt quilt template. So that is everything. Everything else, you know, whenever I have more sections, I have more areas to put in, and then I put my little excess sheets in the back because they will eventually be used. So there is that. Alright guys, that is all that I have for this video. Thank you for watching along with me. Like I said, I'm definitely going to decorate the binder at another time. I'm not gonna rush to do it now to fit it into this video, but at some point I'll decorate it, make it fun and cute. Maybe in a future vlog that I do, I can show you, you know, what I made for it. But yes, I'm very happy with the system that I put in place. I'm a binder girl. I love a binder. It feels organized. There's a place for everything and everything's in its place. Because I am a just like hobby sewer, I don't have a small business. I just make stuff for fun. I don't really make garments and stuff, so I didn't need this whole like banker's box, organization, storage tote. Like I didn't need all that, and I feel like this type of system works best for me. And I'm super excited to be organized and not feel flustered and just like disorganized, and you know, I can't find anything that I need. There's a place for everything and everything is in its place. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.